Welcome to the first episode of Conversations on the Couch. I'm Dr. Danielle, a licensed clinical psychologist, executive coach, and now podcaster. I'm an Afro-Guyanese woman who is very passionate about mental health and all things related to mental health and wellness. Now you may be asking yourself, why another podcast when we've got so many podcasts out there already? Well, here are some reasons. The first being that I think there's still so much work to be done when it comes to destigmatizing mental health. I want to make it conversational. I want us to feel comfortable having deep conversations about how we're doing mentally and to not judge anyone or make them feel unsafe for having these experiences. I want us to talk about our emotions. I want us to get deep. I want us to be real about our experiences because we're all going through it, especially after the pandemic. This was the time that I thought about creating this podcast in this space. And I think even more now with all the things that are going on in the world, it is really important for us to be able to come together as a community, as a collective, and really share in a brave space the things that we are going through. Now, on this podcast, we'll talk about things like certain diagnoses, we'll talk about relationships, we'll talk about stress, we'll talk about anger, a range of emotions, and how we're affected by them and how we can navigate them successfully. What you'll see on the podcast is me chatting with some of my friends and colleagues about various mental health topics, the way that we experience them personally, because newsflash, therapists are also human and we have the same experiences or at least similar experiences as you do too. So I want it to feel homey, right? I want it to feel as though it's me and you, a friend conversing about these topics, so that if there's something that you need to talk to your friends or family about, you won't feel as scared. Or maybe you'll have the language to speak about it. Not only will I be speaking about your day-to-day life, your relationships, friendships, family, and ways that mental health is impacted by those interactions, but I'll also be talking about work. Like I said, I'm an executive coach, so we spend a lot of time at work, and I don't think that we talk about how mental health is interconnected at work, or how it might show up at work or be impacted by the work that we do. So I hope that you are going to join us, that you are going to leave your thoughts, your comments about what we're talking about, that you will take whatever you hear here and connect with your friends and family and further and deepen the discussion. This podcast is only as good as its listeners, right? So I hope that you will be engaged with me, you will give me feedback and let me know how I'm doing. Another reason that I'm doing this, aside from wanting to, again, destigmatize mental health, is because I personally struggle with anxiety. And it typically shows up in social settings. So what you'll see as you watch the episodes is that the way that I show up in the episodes is not how I show up in real life, right? Even as I'm filming it, I can feel that I'm just like, oh my goodness, I want to get this right. I want to be able to convey the message in a way that is digestible to folks. And that shows up as me being very stiff and very formal, which, if you know me in my personal life, is not how I show up at all. I hope that this is an opportunity for me to grow as a person, as a clinician, as a professional, to be able to integrate all parts of me, to work through my anxiety, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want to do the things that I encourage my clients to do. I want them to see and witness that I am practicing what I preach. So hopefully at the end of this, however long this podcast is around, and hopefully it's around for a long time, you will see me work through my anxiety. You will see me build my confidence as a podcaster in this new domain and this new space. And hopefully it encourages you to do the same. To take a risk, to try something new, to move out of that space of familiarity and move into the discomfort and be okay in that discomfort. Now, a little disclaimer. I'm not everybody's therapist, right? So we want to make sure that you know that I am not telling you to go do anything. You take what is helpful and you leave what is not. The episodes and the things you hear here are not meant to be a substitute for a relationship with a licensed professional mental health clinician. I'm looking forward to all the things that we're going to talk about. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I really hope that you enjoy this experience as much as I have been. Again, welcome to Conversations on the Couch, and I'll see you next time on the couch.